Hey, hey, and shalom. The King James Bible University is a place of learning, dedicated solely to what thus saith the Lord our God, JEHOVAH. The KJBU is not connected to, affiliated with, nor associated with any Israelite camp, monastery, Christian denomination, or any other external organization in this world. The Word of God is not monetized under the umbrella of the KJBU, the house of the lost sheep of Israel, the house of JEHOVAH, unlike other organizations. We stand exclusively on the 1611 King James Bible with the Apocryphal, the books that are removed from between Malachi and Matthew in the 66th version of the King James Bible, used elsewhere. All teachings, whether from elders, deacons, or brothers, are grounded strictly in the instructions and truth found within the 82 version Bible alone. Our focus remains on rightly dividing the word of truth as it is written, without addition, subtraction, or outside influence of other worldly doctrines. So, with that, this is Brother Dwight, and today we get into the point of this entire little saga study. The bioluminescent light, this cold light, and again, the natural production of this light comes through the emission of light from an organism without generating heat to sustain life, like the sun. This is produced at the depths, well, in this instance, in this abyssal depth, deep, far beyond where natural light can reach, beyond 4,000 meters below sea level. So, that was okay. Now, getting into it, this light is for the four purposes of attraction, camouflage, predation, and defense. The anglerfish that we see here is fishing with, we're going to get into it, a lesser light for the four purposes: attraction, predation, and deflecting the light off of its skin to blend into the environment as camouflage and defense. These four components are done to patiently wait for an opportunity to devour an unsuspecting creature, small fish, creeping things, shrimp, when they are within range of its mouth following the light. While focused completely on this light due to proximity, they become blinded. And while they are blinded by the light, uh, they are taken by its mouth. So, getting into it, Genesis 1:16. And it reads, And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. Okay, I'm going to return there in a second. The greater light to rule the day cannot reach where this anglerfish is dwelling, producing its own bioluminescent light. And this bioluminescent light is ruling the night. Back to the verse. He made stars also. This anglerfish is a star, spiritually speaking. A messenger, a host of a light of the firmament. But here's the little focus here. This morning star, because the lesser light that is referenced in Genesis 1:16, the lesser light in this case for this anglerfish is referring to one desiring to replace the greater light of the day and dominate operations. This is who Teen Anglerfish is believing that a bioluminescent light that produces no heat is as or greater than the sun that shines on the world. Hmm. Looking at right side of the screen, coming from Genesis 1:16 to Isaiah 9 and 2, this bioluminescent light, reading Isaiah 9 and 2, the people that walked in darkness have seen a great light. They that dwell in the land of the shadow of death, upon them hath the light shined. Please remember, Genesis 1:16 says there were two great lights created. This verse, Isaiah 9:2, doesn't indicate which great light has been seen. Here is what's believed the light would do while in darkness for the seeker. Jumping over to Luke 1 and 79, and it reads, to give light, that understanding, to them that sit in darkness and in the shadow of death, to guide our feet into the way of peace. However, where this lesson began is the issue. Let's go back. Exodus 4 and 6. And the Spirit of God said furthermore unto him, put now thine hand into thy bosom, into your perfect knowledge your care. And he put his hand into his bosom. Surprise, anglerfish popped out, going into it. And when he took it out, behold, anglerfish, his hand, his power, his guidance and authority was leprous as snow, comparing snow. Verse 7, Exodus 4 and 7, and it reads, and he said, put thine hand into thy bosom again. So put your perfect knowledge. Stop taking care of your own self spiritually. Put that away. He put, and continuing, and he put his hand into his bosom again, complete thought, and plucked it out of his bosom, and behold, it was turned again as his other flesh. So, being out and leprous, we got this guy up here, this anglerfish, verse 6, taking it out and it's leprous. Matter of fact, let's get this side by side. So, here we go, side by side. Verse 6, put his hand into his bosom, pulled it out, boom, anglerfish. Verse 7, put it back away as it was supposed to happen, pluck it out. That fish was supposed to be dead. Problem is this, the blend, which brings us to this point, Romans 1 and 20. And it reads, Romans 1 and 20, for the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, complete thought, so that they are without excuse. Up to this point, I appreciate your patience. Here is the point that I've been trying to get out without taking up too much time since section 1 of this series. Had to figure out how to explain what was collected on this topic from my ignorance and gullible state since creation to today. The 5 main points of this anglerfish. Number 1, the light, its understanding. dark and not of God. Number two, the depth of it, how close it is in relation to you, family, all the way to stranger. Number three, how it uses its light to attract your interest to devour you in a negative manner, all of us in a negative manner. Bringing it together, the twilight zone, strangers, associates, family, friends, the midnight zone, friends, family, abyssal zone, the deepest, immediate family, partner, things that they say to attract our interest, depending on the zone. Want to fornicate? Attend my church? Hit this get together? Eat some catfish, shrimp, crawfish? Smoke one in a hot box space every hour? These types of things. Point four, it hides itself among you as though its face can't be seen while its body is in the sand playing peekaboo. Point five, it ignores the truth when brought to it and plays the defensive role as holy without being holy, saying, God knows my heart. Yeah, he does. And I remember saying the same thing when I was a prostitute, jumping from building to building, doing whatever concupiscent activity I wanted to do. So, jumping back to it. The operators of this bioluminescent light get it from somewhere. Let's go there. 2 Corinthians 11:14, and it reads, and no marvel, for Satan himself transformed into an angel, messenger, star of light, which I want to circle back to that star. Yeah, this messenger of light, angel of light. Uh, where did I have that? Yeah, the two great lights, the greater for the day, lesser for the night. In Genesis 1:16, he made stars also. That star, messenger, morning star. Going back to 2 Corinthians 11:14, Satan, angel of light, morning star. Roll into it. Mm. Lucifer, that light bearer, this anglerfish. Uh, didn't mean to get that one up there yet. Anywho, verse 13, 2 Corinthians 11:13 now. For such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into apostles of Christ, JEHOVAH. Uh, additions to Esther 16, verse 4, and take not only thankfulness away from among men, but also lift it up with the glorious words of lewd persons that were never good. They think to escape the justice of God, that seeth all things and hateth evil. Pushing forward, pushing forward. Actually, this verse right here, additions to Esther 16:4, we already getting into this, not that one, this one, this blend, thinking. Yeah, okay. These are the fish that lifted up with glorious words of the lewd person. They think to escape the justice of God right here with this half in, half out. Pushing forward. And here's the goodness. The motto, Isaiah 4:1, picking it up at part B, saying, "Will we eat our own bread and wear our own apparel? Only let us be called by thy way to take away our shame." And these are the ones that are crossing over and spreading the morning star message. Matthew 23:15. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you compare sea and land to make one proselyte. Let's get it up. One convert, bottom left. And when he is made, you make him twofold more the child, servant of hell, Lucifer, than yourselves. So, from here, this trickle down message, or actually going back to it, let's see. So, not it, not it. There we go. So, Exodus 4:6, put the hand in there, anglerfish comes out, bioluminescent light. Verse 7, supposed to put it away. Supposed to be dead. Didn't happen. Boom. Here we go. Where am I looking for? There we go. This exchange. Genesis 3:1-4. That's how we wound up here. This serpent. Psalms 106, starting at 30. Really could be 33 and 34. But yeah, forget it. Throwing it in there. Well, Psalms 106, 33 down to 41. Because they provoked his spirit, so that he spake unadvisedly with his lips. 34. They did not destroy the nations. Quick pause. That nation, that custom, that culture, that government, that people, that power, that kind of fruit that they produced, which is the bioluminescent light. It was supposed to be dead, but they blended it. That custom and culture, that power. Yeah, back to it. Psalms 106:34. Concerning whom the Lord, the Spirit of God, commanded them. Where did he command them? Exodus 4:7. And he said, put thine hand into thy bosom again. Didn't happen. Psalms 106:35. But were mingled among the heathen. What this guy doing over here? Buried in the sand. And learned their works. Pushing forward. And they served their idols, which were a snare unto them. This guy with his sharp teeth ready, hiding in the sand. 37. Yea, they sacrificed their sons and their daughters unto devils. Looks like passed through the fire to me. 38. And shed innocent blood, that innocent lifestyle, even the lifestyle of their sons and their daughters, servants and faithful followers, whom they established a covenant unto the idols of Canaan, merchants. exchanges. Let's get it up. Bottom left, Canaan. And the land, nation, was polluted with blood, lifestyle. So can't even be angry at those deceived, but that initial deceiver, referring to the serpent, yeah, different story. Because it traces all the way back to Genesis 3 and all the way to today. Shoot, had me out here spiritually sliding down the pole, thinking it's all good to be a harlot, encouraging premarital sex, yeah, multiple sex partners, defilement from smoking, drinking, cursing, lewdness, to unnecessarily fighting, and the list goes on. Yeah, well, 39. Thus were they defiled with their own works, and went a whoring with their own inventions. That invention, spiritual dictionary, devising, the own forming, conceiving, the own plotting, planning, contriving, and scheming. Yeah, contriving and scheming. Anything that sound like it might get me back to that initial high, chased it. Combine this and that. Oh, boom. Staying high all the time. For what? Literally, just destroying the body. Pushing forward. Psalms 106 and 40. Therefore, for that reason was the wrath of the Lord, Spirit of God, kindled against his people, insomuch that he abhorred his own inheritance. 41. And he gave them into the hand of the heathen, the power, the government of the heathen. And they that hated them ruled over them. Don't think so? Clothing trends. Why are males wearing dresses? Laws, music, and the videos, soft porn, lotto somebody, entertainment schedules, subliminal messages, religion altogether. The word of God is the law of life, with no connection there, speaking of their religions, no connection to the truth. Not in spirit, but twerking on stage. This bioluminescent light, this alluring light, entertains and tickles the fancy of those infatuated by this cold light. All these things, inventions against the Most High. But once the prey swims on up to this bioluminescent light and it's near its mouth, done. Within seconds, this thing is an incredibly fast swimmer. Who who wants this on their neck? Who? Not about that life. Yep, not about that life. Let's pack it up. 1 John 1:7. But if, providing we walk in the light, as he is in the light, we have fellowship one with another, and the blood lifestyle of uh, salvation of Jehovah, his son, servant, cleanseth us from all sin. For that, our hand has to be in our bosom. This has to be our spiritual guidance and authority, dead on the sand, walking in his light. From here, from 1 John 1:7 over to Psalms 78:36, because this is the answer these bioluminescent messengers came up with due to this walk not being easy or whatever they come up with while in this furnace. And it reads, nevertheless, they did flatter him with their mouth and lied unto him with their tongue, their customs, practices, traditions. Let's get it up. Bottom left corner, with their tongue, their language, tradition, culture, that practice, and again, all with their lips, their mouth. So, depending on the zone of this creature, this is applied differently. Zone referring to stranger all the way down to the abyssal zone being a partner or a child. This is applied differently. If, well, the phrase will go something like, oh, if it isn't my favorite person. Mm-hmm. But, thank God he allowed me to survive and understand anything up to this point. So, 2 Timothy 4:3b. And it reads, 2 Timothy 4:3b. But after their own lusts shall they heap to themselves teachers, having itching ears. That's where this comes in, blending. Now, this deception is the things that they offer, saying have 2 or more sexual partners while being married or single. Fornication, it's fine. No proof required. Really. Go to that party, turn up, get drunk, do that narcotic, let a football team go in you in one night, defile that body, wash it away on Sunday at the building worship with tithe money, 'cause he paid it all. No proof required. I'll provide proof of why not. To the defilement, Deuteronomy 23:17. There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, the servants of Jehovah, nor a sodomite. Pausing right there for sodomite. For a prostitute burning with their secrets, sodomite. Of the sons, servants of Jehovah. These heathen desires, defilement, whoring around, and they say this is fine while providing no proof, ignoring this proof, and this is just one. Now, the next thing they like to ignore and say that the Old Testament is done away with. So let's rewind this all the way back to Deuteronomy 23:17, starting at Numbers 23:19. God is not a man that he should lie, cutting it there. Psalms 89:34. My covenant will I not break, nor alter the thing that is gone out of my lips. Done there. Malachi 3:6. For I am the Lord, I change not. Cutting it there. Back to Deuteronomy 23:17. There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel. So, from there, from Deuteronomy to 1 Corinthians 3:18. Let no man deceive himself. If any man among you seemeth to be wise in this world, let him become a fool, that he may be wise. Backing this bus up, 1 Corinthians 3:17. If, providing any man defile the temple of God, him shall God destroy. For the temple of God is holy, which temple ye are. So, so wrapping this up, this anglerfish with this bioluminescent light is pushing the defilement, pushing the whoredom, pushing these heathen desires as a sodomite, these burning heathen desires and secrets. The point of it all, this is what it's supposed to look like when we turn that leaf over, removing our hand from that bosom. This is what it's looking like when the attempt to blend it, but this is what is supposed to be happening. Revelation 18:4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. So with that, I thank you for your time. Shalom.